Hello, Silva. All right. So how's the storm prep going, Silva? Okay. Alrighty. Let me let people know that the stream is live. Hurricane stream, yes. Do you have a time that you know when the hurricane's supposed to be hitting? Why is my... Like, is it hitting sometime tomorrow or what? Like 2 p.m. tomorrow? Okay. Scary might not be the right word. Okay. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be right there, Silva. Okay. All right. So have I posted everywhere? Yeah, it looks like it's going to be right there. I was saying that the hurricane looks like it's going to be right there um on your doorstep. Like it's just gliding in just north of your location. So like that's That's gonna be super scary. Yeah, but like that's not very, considering how large hurricanes are. Oh, and 3 tornadoes have already touched down. Oh, goodness gravy. All right. But do you, Silva, do you have all your hurricane supplies? Have you gotten your Hey, Nakomaji! Welcome. Okay. I know one of my aunts posted on Facebook that like she was cooking a bunch of food that she was hoping would be shelf stable over the next couple days, so that way if she lost power there'd be food available for her son to eat. Um and like I realized that's something I never really had to deal with a lot because growing up we had a generator. So like even if we lost power, we would have some way to cook food. Either the generator or Dad would get the barbecue grill outside with some charcoal and be cooking stuff. Exactly, generator or grill, and you'll generally be able to make it through a lot of stuff. Yeah, propane tanks. Oh, those one of those camping grills, one of those camping stoves. Yeah, I've heard good things about those camping stoves. Like I always see, it's funny. So like I watch a lot of cooking YouTube videos. I watch a lot of them. And it's funny how many, like how often you see those kind of camping stoves, or those like butane or whatever stoves, because the stove that's mounted into your house that comes with your building is just not good for like getting lighting and getting stuff organized around in order to be able to cook and film. Power grids are weird. Like, so today, the house I'm at right now was supposed to go be without power because they're supposed to be doing maintenance on the power grid or something. And so I was up super late last night charging all my electronics, making sure that I was going to be good to go and be ready for having a day without power. And then like I wake up this morning and I got woken up I think by somebody like bumping into me or something. Um Meeson place. Yeah. I don't know what that means, but okay. Um and I got woken up this morning and the AC was running, everything in its place. Yeah. Oh, I see, Silva. I thought I thought that was mise en place. Or is it just spelled funny? Hmm. Oh, it's spelled right? Okay. So it's just pronounced funny. Okay. Alright, I guess that works. Spelled different than how it sounds. That's interesting. So how were you using the mise en place, Nekomaji? Sorry, I got distracted. Were you using that to say that everything in its place for dealing with the power grid, how everything has its proper place and it's is like in some kind of a ordered structure? But yeah, I was expecting the power to be out. Ugh. Gotta wake up and this is why I'm streaming to get that energy up. Ah, power grid and portable grills. I see. But then the power was on. Like I heard the AC on. I think somebody was watching TV and I was like, wasn't the power supposed to be out today? And they're like, yeah, it was canceled this morning. We gotta like find out this morning that it was canceled. And I'm like, does that mean it's gonna be on a different like I'm wondering, does that mean it's gonna be on a different day? Or does that mean they didn't need to do it? Like what does that even mean? Does this mean I need to get worried about another day? Like I had everything unplugged and I was ready for a day with no power. I have my points saved up for Burger King, so I was just gonna walk down the street to Burger King. You ready for it reluctantly? I know that feel, Silva. Have you found out if your graphics card is going to be delayed? I remember you said that you were worried it was going to be delayed with the hurricane coming. You got an ear open too? Yeah. So that would be the funniest thing if like hurricane is roaring outside, there's rain and all of that stuff with hurricane roaring and you get a knock on the door be like, "Hey, can you sign for this package?" So poor mailman is just reciting that chant of not rain, not sleet, not storm, not whatever will stop us from getting you your package or whatever. What's that mail motto? You know what I'm talking about? Hold on. Neither snow nor rain nor heat nor gloom of night stays these couriers from the swift completion of their appointed rounds. Ah, there it is. There it is, Nekomaji. You found it. Right, it's their mission statement. But yeah, you get it's some fanatic postal service worker that's just like chanting that under their breath as they're delivering your graphics card in the middle of the storm. I'm telling you, don't mess with postal workers. They've seen it all. They'll do it all. Oh, it's from UPS, not USPS. Okay, I don't know what their motto is. Oh my gosh. Your new T and your Warhammer coin. What do you mean Warhammer coin? Or is that an autocorrect for something else? Ooh, that sounds fun, Silva. So like, is it a? I know, aren't you like? Wait till someone throws it up on eBay for $30. Okay. So I know, Silva, you like the Tau. So is it some kind of Tau coin? Leagues of the Votan. What's that? I'm not familiar with that army. Oh, it just looks really cool. Just got it because it looks cool. Will it be the coin you stuff into your morphin when you have your epic superhero transformation? Ah, Silva's in full collector mode, getting one of every coin that they've made so far. I see. I mean, that's okay. I don't wanna drag you around, and there's not really like you would have to like send me the picture on Facebook or whatever. I don't have any way to share it for chat. Um, but yes, Nekomaji, that's a true collector's mindset. I don't know what this means, but I'm having everyone. So how's the next quiz going, Nekomaji? I remember you said that was something you were going to be working on. Albeit you said that yesterday, so you may not have even had time to work on it today. These look really cool, Silva. So have you said you have made some progress, Nekomaji? It's okay. And now you want me to throw them on screen? That means I gotta download them from Facebook. Evil Fun Fairytale quiz, a fun D&D game quiz. That's interesting. All right, let me see about this. So there's the first book. There we go. Yes, this is definitely Silva's gym badges. Mariah Death Guard. Hey, Goldfish. So these belong to Silva, Silva 352. They just sent me a picture of these, so and essentially kind of twisted my arm and asked me to post them on stream. These are coins that Silva collects, and I always encourage other people's endeavors, whether that be creating things or whether that be collecting things. Hold on, I just got a bunch of other pictures, a bunch of other messages. Why are there messages? Okay, I closed Facebook because I kept getting notifications. But yeah, so one thing, Goldfish, is I like to encourage my... Oh, that's cool. Well, if he ever feels like joining the Discord and he has any model kits that he's painted up that he wants to show off, there is a place on the Discord for showing off model kits. Are you done explaining these, Silva? Because you just went through each of those. Isn't there like some kind of like undead machine things that are like... Necrons, yes, Necrons. For a while, I was debating getting into Warhammer, but then I had to stop and take stock of my situation and say, hey, wait a minute, you know, you're struggling to keep a roof over your head and keep food in your belly. Let's not spend money on something you're not going to use. And I'm not saying that Warhammer armies are a bad investment. I'm just saying I know that because I don't have a car and I don't have a local game store to go to on a regular basis, I would not be using a Warhammer army. So I had to make the decision for myself, the very personal decision, that getting a Warhammer army didn't fit for me right now. I still love looking at Warhammer memes and I love the lore. Yes, they get super pricey once you get into like getting the sets, getting the paint, getting all of the other stuff for it. Silva, you could probably be living in a small mansion if you'd never played Warhammer. As much as you've invested, you could probably own a house. Maybe not a small mansion, but definitely owning your own house would definitely be in the cards considering how much you've spent on a Warhammer. And then if you move beyond Warhammer and look at what you've spent on Transformers collectibles, and Gunpla, but like the thing is, in life it's about being happy. If you have enough for yourself, Silva, I didn't mean it like that. I was getting to the soft part there. I was gonna say that like one of the things in life is that it's important to be happy. It's important to be, like if things like this, if things like these coins are something that brings you joy and happiness and getting them doesn't put you in a negative situation, then I fully wholeheartedly support it. I support anyone chasing their dreams, not just chasing their dreams, but hunting them down, taking proactive and intelligent, well thought out steps every day to work towards achieving their goals. And if your goal is to collect every single one of these coins, I'm gonna celebrate you for it, and I'm gonna support you for it. Exactly, like you said, Silva, you instead of buying them full price from the retailer, you wait till people put them on sale on eBay, and then you pick them up from eBay. Like that's being smart. That is a well thought out and strategic move. The moves of not just a dreamer but a hunter, chasing down your prey. What do you collect, Nekomaji? What is it? What is it you collect? If we're done looking at these, I'm gonna put these coins away. I'm gonna put away these pictures. Okay, Silva? Okay. But yeah, Nekomaji, I'm really curious. Hey, and that's playing the long game. As long as it makes you happy, as long as it's something that brings you joy, it's something that you work towards, then that's something that I'm gonna celebrate you for. Hey, that's fine, Nekomaji. As long as you're spending within your limits. Oh, what's that one that you're addicted to collecting, Nekomaji? I'm really curious. Silva, the way you said "I know who" makes me think that it's Doctor Who. I know it's probably not, but that's just what I thought from the way you said "I know who," Silva. The initials AJ. Not familiar with it. Are we just calling each other out right now for our hobbies? Applejack, is that the My Little Pony character, Applejack? I was a brony for a while. Yep, the cowgirl pony, which is very, very odd. But very fitting. So what kind of Applejack merchandise do you have? Do you have plushies? Oh, really? Oh, really, Nekomaji? So, like, what kind of merch do you have? You talking about models? Is there like backpacks and stuff too? Okay, Silva. But yeah, as for why we're having a stream today, so normally I'd be playing Lancer, but my Tuesday night Lancer game is apparently every other week. We've tried to move it towards, oh, your ever growing army. Oh, you posted it in memes. Oh, let's take a look. You could have put it in the model kit show off. You could have put it in the model kit show off thing. Oh, wow. This looks really cool. It's ever growing. Looks outstanding. Is that a coloring book? Not gonna lie, that big plushie on the left, the angle it's at just makes it look like a bird. Like, I realize that's supposed to be a snout, right? But like, just the angle it's at, that looks like a beak on the front, the one on the left. Oh, is My Little Pony over? I didn't know it ended. Ah, from Build-A-Bear. Okay. What about you, Goldfish? Do you collect anything? G4 Saga, which is what everyone liked, ended. Now it's other stuff. Okay. So was that the story of the four main characters? Ooh, swords. That's nice. Sharp, pointy things. Oh, I I'm way behind. When I was watching My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. That's what I used to watch. Oh. Oh no. Ooh, that's nice. Are your lightsabers just show lightsabers, Goldfish, or are they stunt sabers? Oh no, you make a meme, Nekomaji? I'm curious. I'm sickened but curious. They really are. I used to, so fun fact, I guess. I used to do stunt shows with lightsabers. I would dress up in like a movie accurate costume of a generic Sith character. Um and do shows for licensed events at um like I used to be a part of a group that would do shows at baseball games. Oh, hey Crispy Synchron. Um I'm currently working on a novel. We're kind of just chatting before we get to the actual writing part of the stream. But yeah, I'm currently working on a novel. But why? Did you have a suggestion, Crispy? Haven't seen you here in a while. Actually, I'm not sure if I've seen you in the YouTube stream. A Phoenix Wright case. I don't know enough. Like what I know of Phoenix Wright is from watching people stream playing the games. Objection. But in the story I'm working on, I am about to write a negotiation scene, which is kind of like a court case. Kind of. We could put some Phoenix Wright references in there. I've heard really good things about it. I know well no, I'm always open to suggestions and input from other people. And I find that sometimes the best inspiration comes from the most random places. How are you doing, Crispy? For those of you who don't know, Crispy Synchron is the one who made this model for me. I've made a couple modifications to it since then, but the original model was made by Crispy Synchron. So, Crispy is good friend. Oh, you have Crispy. That's cool. Have you made it into like Crispy? Have you made it into like a business model thing where you like make models for people? Because I know that that's a thing that's in high demand. If you can make and assemble models for people, that's also true. I have the distinct feeling some of the GFX accounts that promise to make models for people probably don't make their own assets either. uh, so what have you been up to, Crispy? Make a Yu-Gi-Oh duel within VR and using After Effects for the monsters and cards. I remember you mentioned you were working on something about that, and I don't remember if I ever saw these. I don't remember ever seeing you post a site or wherever where people could like apply to work with you and help you with that. Did you just decide to do a lot of it on your own, or did I just completely miss that announcement? Oh, you got voice actors? So I just completely missed that. Okay. That's exciting. I'm happy for you. What? Did you at least spoiler it? I that one's like we're just gonna say it's a group of friends. Like that's that thing that's one of those things like when you talk about visual novels, Nekomaji, that just straddles the line. Like at first glance, it's just a bunch of friends hanging out. But then like if you know what it's a reference to, it's kind of NSFW. Oh my gosh. See, Crispy, now that you mentioned a Phoenix Wright case, it got me thinking about how I would even write a Phoenix Wright case. Like, I like to write my stories from like the third person perspective, like from the third person pseudo omniscient. I think that's the right way to describe it, where like you see everything, but you're still restricted kind of. I see that, Nekomaji. I see that. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's exactly in my wheelhouse. But a lot of this project for me has been about stretching my boundaries, my stretching my limits, not boundaries. Boundaries gives the wrong connotation. Stretching my limits, uh, to flex my creative muscles and to try new things. That's a lot of episodes, Nekomaji. That's that's a lot of content. That's the kind of content that shapes your personality. That's like a lifetime's worth of content right there. Is it called Detective Conan or is it called Case Closed, or are those two different shows? Am I thinking of two different shows? I'm probably speaking heresy right now. Ah, Case Closed was the dub. Okay. Hmm. We did a dark, gritty reboot of Case Closed. What's same face syndrome, Nekomaji? Is that where like they keep reusing characters' faces and artwork with a lot of stock footage? Oh my gosh, that's funny. So they're all like the same facial structure and stuff, with just minor differences between them. Ah. Is it like an inside joke that everybody laughs about? Of course they do. Of course they do. All right. Well, we had it since this is a Guerilla stream. I wanted to give time for people to trickle in and to have a little bit extra chatting time before we actually got to the writing. A few episodes had the Master Thief Kaido posing as the main character due to looking identical, so I like to think it is an inside joke. Oh my gosh. That's funny. That's like whenever you have crossover, like different crossover games like Super Robot Wars or and stuff, and you have characters who are voiced by the same voice actor interacting with each other and they make a joke about it. Or okay, this might be a little bit weird, but I don't know if any of you watch the Super Sentai Kaizuko Sentai Go Kaiser. which was a pirate superhero show that became Power Rangers Megaforce, Super Megaforce. Um, and in Gokaiger, they were revisiting all these past Super Sentai. Um, and there were there was this one actor who played. All right, Silva, listen. Yes, the Marvelous Saga, but there was one point in there where I think either a special or a movie, or it might have just been an episode, um, where they interacted with this one character where like you have one actor who played two different Sentai characters from two different seasons and also played one of the metal heroes. Yes, Captain Marvelous was a great captain. I remember you emulated Captain Marvelous's thing stabbing through uh during in our D&D campaign in Tom's D&D campaign where you stabbed through your foot and your enemy's foot in order to hold the thing in place so it wouldn't get away. Yes, Kenji Oba. And they made some like in-universe explanation for why they all look the same, as something about them all being connected. All right. Let's get to the actual writing part of today's stream. Yeah, so since my Lancer game decided that they're going to be doing every other week, I might be doing this on a regular basis. Yeah, they did use the big bad Beetleborg suits. All right, so uh, I am not going like chapter by chapter through the entire thing like I did last night because that did take a while. We had a new viewer, so I gave a quick rundown of the entire story. But the the long and short of it is, it's the year 4001. All technology is biodegradable. A new cyberpunk future has been achieved, but it's done using plants. 20 years before the start of the story, there was a revolution that overthrew the peaceful government that was in power in order to install a new capitalist regime that sought to reintroduce money to society, and with it, all of the economic woes and power imbalances that come with a monetary system. Um, and with that, also introduced scarcity. And now, 20 years after that revolution, the government that was installed in that revolution made an announcement declaring that humanity has reached a dead end and that there's no place left for humanity to go, and as such, that they're going to be exterminating humanity. This doesn't take place on the Earth that we know of. It takes place on a world with only one massive supercontinent called, what do I call it? Plantare? Planta? What did I? I don't refer to it so much because they don't refer to their planet or their world much. So I always forget what I came up with it. Supercontinent's named is Planta. The country the main character's in is Plantare. Okay. Planta is the Latin word for plant. Plantare is the Latin word describing what it's like to stick your feet into wet dirt, damp dirt. I just thought those words fit. Anyway, main character gets has gotten recruited in order to help the rebellion and is trying to mediate this discussion between these different organizations that have all been rebelling against Roja Crucius, which is the government installed by the revolution, and he's trying to mediate all of these rebel groups coming together. That is what we're at in the story. A bunch of other stuff happened, but I'm not going to go into all the specifics. The last thing that happened is one of the people at the negotiation, Iris, the leader of the Belated Revolt, stated that she and the other members of the Belated Revolt are the remainders of the revolutionary forces that were discarded by Roja Crucius as soon as they took power. Which then caused Chris, the leader of the Fluke Rebels, to stand up and be like, hold up, this is a problem. Because the Fluke Rebels are the remainders of the old security force that used to guard the old government. Which I never gave the old government a name, and I don't know if I'm just gonna not name them. All right. Hold on a second. I think I just banned that spam person who came in with all those emojis. It's always up in the air with how banning works in, like, they don't call it banning them, they call it hiding them on this channel. And like giving them like a temporary ban is just putting them in timeout. I remember when I first started streaming on YouTube, the only viewers I was getting were these spam bots that were spamming these links to these like predatory websites, and where they were like trying to like take your money, take your information, and were also making all these like sexual like offers, like come here for, you know, chats and all that stuff. And I couldn't figure out how to ban people because there wasn't like a straight ban button. So I just kept putting them in timeout, but then they came back 5 minutes later and would just start doing it again. Yeah, it was horrific, Nekomaji. And it was like I didn't know how to ban them because I think on Twitch there's just a ban button. Um but on YouTube there's timeout which bans them for 5 minutes. And then there's hide this user's messages on your channel, which is the perma ban. And I didn't know that, so it was just like a real struggle. And it was also disheartening because they were literally my only people in chat whenever I first started streaming on YouTube. Like I would get a person every now and again, and like there were some lurkers. I had some friends who would lurk in chat. So like they weren't the only viewers I had, but they were the ones that were actually chatting. Yes, definitely a con of YouTube. And because I stream with one screen, I have to monitor chat on my phone. So then I'm dealing with not just the restrictions of YouTube's limited mod tools, I'm dealing with YouTube's limited mod tools on mobile. Yeah, but I had to make that hard choice. Like after I learned how to ban them, I had to be like, listen, I'm I'm not gonna sit here and just deal with this spam in my chat, or else I'm never going to build a community. No one's gonna come in if they see all of my chat is just bots spamming uh emojis and advertisements for different things. Yeah. For a while I was streaming to no one. It was really hard. But now I have friends. I have people who come to my streams. I was wondering who was gonna come tonight. Yep, I got you all. I was wondering who was gonna come to my stream tonight. I was really worried nobody was gonna show up, and even Silva had mentioned that like it probably would have been better to just do an impromptu anime night on Discord and just watch anime. But like I wanted to get some writing done and I wanted to get some creative stuff done. And I didn't want to be up all night because like if I did an anime night on my Discord server, then after we finished the anime night, I would have to go write. So I'm like, I want to get to bed at least a little bit early tonight. Anyway, what does the belated revolt want? Yeah, thank you, Goldfish. I try to be chill. And like so there's this fine line as a streamer between having chill vibes and having no personality. Um because it's really easy to just not talk or barely talk at all and have no emotion and just say, yeah, it's chill vibes. But I try to make sure that I have emotion in what I'm saying. I have things to talk about, and I'm try to be consistently talking and not letting there be too much dead air. Also, having music in the background is a big plus for me. Thank you, Goldfish. Okay, Goldfish, have a good shower. So we're picking up the story. Where we're going right now is we're picking up the story where that crisis was averted, and then and now we're having a part where Hazel is giving each one of them a chance to express who they are and what they want and why they want it. This is going to serve two purposes. One, it shows narratively how the characters are stating their goals to each other and explains how they found out because before they'd only expressed this to Hazel. And two, it serves to remind the reader what everybody wants instead of expecting everyone to still remember from last chapter. Because last chapter was really long, and it's probably gonna, once I flesh it out more, it's probably gonna end up getting split into two chapters. Alright, what do I have for Goldenrod? He is... I think I'm gonna put Rod last. Okay, so I went over what the Belated Revolt wants. Then there's the Fluke Rebels. Uh, did a new... Sorry about that. A new... Ignore that, Silva. I don't know what that was. Am I about to get like I stream on a new day and all of a sudden I'm getting spammed with bots? Like, what is this? Listen, if you want to find an AI dating site, I have full faith and confidence in your ability to utilize the internet to find one yourself. You don't have to get advertised for it on my stream. I wonder if I have to keep capitalizing because it's a name. That's gonna bug me. But it's like the Civil Oversight Committee is technically it's a name of an organization. So I have an idea of how to roll all of this together. We'll see once I get there. Okay. So I tried for each person to add some characterization of what they were saying while they were talking. I had an idea while I was typing because originally, um, the original plan was for uh, Hazel to tell them, we're going to focus, we're going to use your strength and resources to focus on the immediate crisis, but as soon as the crisis is over, we will focus on your other goals and start working on that in a way to like stymie off the political intrigue. But I was thinking last stream about how that can be a really great avenue to explore for character development. Um, so my my idea here is I'll probably have like when Hazel goes to make that suggestion about yo, trust me, you make because you is the leader of the Rotten Fighters and is very big on like ideals and negotiations and doing whatever has to be done. Having you speak up and say, hey, we can put all of our demands into some kind of a document and release it through some of our connections as a public statement and say that you know our attacks and our activities will continue until these demands are met. And you know in a way showing I want this to show some of Hazel's inexperience where Hazel isn't used to running a rebellion. Hazel has no experience here. And I want this to set up this thing where Hazel feels helpless and not helpless, feels ill-equipped for this. To lead to Hazel eventually reading the Revolutionary's journal. And I want there to be a reason why Hazel finally cracks open the journal. And I was thinking having this be a moment that shows off how ill-equipped Hazel feels will serve as a really good a good way to lead into that, and totally has nothing whatsoever to do with the fact that I don't want to go back and re-edit back in my draft and change Hazel's plan the times where he said he said his plan. I'm totally not trying to avoid going back for more editing. Let me see how much writing we've gotten done so far. My goal with this is to do 200 words a day. So far, we've got 475, so we could stop now. But I wanna get this idea on paper while it's still fresh in my head. I might go back and re-edit it later. I might not. The big thing right now is, yes, Nekomaji, the pain of writers. Do I just make it a feature, or do I go back and edit every part where I referenced this before? No. But no, I think this can work. What do you think? What do you think, chat? Thanks for the vote of confidence. Let me see something. You think it could work? Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, One Piece, so on, that no one thinks about hidden lore, drop plot points. Yeah, that does happen a lot in Shonen Nekomachi. Welcome back, Goldfish. That was fast. Ah, Hey, fresh air is important. Washing your hair can be a magical experience. Okay, so all right, we so right now we're setting up Hazel for this fall, where Hazel is uh making he's kind of making a fool of himself because he's just asking everyone to trust him, and it's kind of working but kind of not because he hasn't built that rapport. And then and I have Rod being the first person to actually like call him out on it and be like, listen, we're kind of hoping for more of a plan from you. um and then the next thing I'm going to have is then you swooping in on the rescue. um But what I need to do for to maintain control of the situation is I somehow have to end this scene with people starting to trust Hazel. So probably gonna have to show some kind of a scene with Hazel expressing uh some level of understanding, and also some kind of an apology for not being more prepared, because it's a very human thing to just not be fully prepared for a situation, especially because he only had a few days to prepare. So I think showing that vulnerability will be make it very believable that people will uh, start to trust him because of his honesty. He's not putting on a front. He's not claiming to be more prepared. That was just the best thing he could come up with in the allotted time. Uh, Hold on one second, everybody. I will be right back. Hold on. Sorry about that. Somebody needed to talk to me. Yeah, he's really had to hit the ground running with everything going on. And I think showing this, I think the fact that he doesn't have all the answers right out the gate can be really endearing to the other people in the meeting. Yeah. Yeah. That works in anime, but think it I don't think it super works. Like that whole thing where they don't show anyone actually earning the trust of other people, or they show it retroactively. Yeah, like you're introduced to Cap, and then without any real explanation as to why, everyone just regards Cap as the leader in the Avengers. But I don't feel like that's the kind of what what are you getting at, Silva? Yes, a moment of show don't tell. That moment when when would you say that moment of leadership would be for Cap? Would it be whenever Cap gave those orders uh to the police officers? They didn't listen, and then one of the Chitauri flew up at him, and he demonstrated his skill dealing with it, and all of a sudden they were following his orders and spouting out their own commands. On top of Nerve. Hmm. Yeah. Cap was a scrawny kid with severe asthma, no muscles, and still had the nerve to stand up to those twice his size because he can do this all day. Yeah. Hmm. Born leaders are great because they like I feel like they're also kind of hard to write because like you have to challenge them, but you have to challenge them in a way that meets their talents in order to believably show them showing off. That's also true. Cap's grit and nerve were only really viable once he had the power to back it up. Yeah. So it's interesting. So like Cap had the personality of a leader but didn't have the power to back it up. Thor had the power to back up his words, but he didn't have the personality of the leader. So it's like they kind of come at that from two different directions. Mm. Hmm. Log Horizon was really amazing. I loved the first season. I think I only got partway through season two. Yes, the scene where he wakes up is really well done. Yeah, Stripperella. Peak, peak Stan Lee. What is a synonym for laugh? Let's see. Cackled. There we go. So I also want to set this up here where everyone else, as they're laughing, is giving some form of encouragement to Hazel, right? Except you. You was just like, I think I have a scarf that exact shade of red, referring to how red Hazel went when it was pointed out what he'd done wrong. Yes, yes, Goldfish. That is, yes, cackle. and you will hear me roar. Uh, so now, this group is now agreed to form um, into a unified organization. They need a name. Yes, chortle and titter. I used chortle in this actually, because I wanted to use something different for each of them. Oh, you getting hit hard, Silva? Yes. Oof, that's rough, Silva. I'm not familiar with Gritsack. The Pirates of Dark Water. I'm not familiar with that either. Hmm. Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. Oh, so combining Ghost in the Shell with Pirates of Darkwater. What's the Pirates of Darkwater about? Hanna-Barbera cartoon that looked very anime. Oh, that's interesting. that sounds interesting. That's called The Pirates of Dark Water. Ooh, I'm gonna make a note of that. Hold on. Could give me some pirate ideas. Yeah, that makes sense. Ironic old cartoons where everything was hand drawn. Some look very anime. This was long before anime was known in the States. So that's funny. Okay. I think that was a pretty good chat. That was pretty good. Got a nice punchy ending. How much writing did we get done today? We wrote 1,025 words. Hey. Hey. That was a really good day. That was a really good writing day, everybody. Ah. Thank you, Nekomaji. Oh, really? What's this unique armored suit anime you were thinking of, Nekomaji? 2198 for the chapter so far. Ah, Bubblegum Crisis. I am familiar with Bubblegum Crisis. I am very familiar with Bubblegum Crisis. So I watched the original Bubblegum Crisis, and I think there was a reboot, but I don't think I watched the reboot. Give me a second. Let me do some math real quick. We're up to 17,410 words. Seventeen four hundred ten. A better. Yeah, the mechs were weird. Everything was weird in Bubblegum Crisis. Alright, I was debating doing some RPG Maker, but it is getting late. I don't want to keep y'all up here too late. Yeah. Bubblegum Crisis was interesting. Okay, hold on. Let's go to the just chatting screen. Hold on. So before I moved to where I live now, I lived near Silva, and I ran in a very different crowd. And one of my old friends wasn't quite my gateway to anime. Like, my friends in that time were the ones who really got me into anime. Like, around the friends I made in that part of my life were the ones who introduced me to Gurren Lagann, were the ones that introduced me to a lot of anime. I didn't really get exposed to a lot of anime as a kid. Like, I got exposed to Zoids, Dragon Ball Z, Gundam, and all that stuff. But it was that period of my life that really introduced me to anime. And one of my friends who I'm not going to mention his name, but he introduced me to Bubblegum Crisis, and I watched it at his place, and it was really funny because, like, he would talk super intense about being so hardcore, able to do anything, an excellent physical specimen, able to perform all these physical feats and in all of this great shape, right? But, like, he couldn't stay awake. He couldn't stay awake to save his life. we would sit down to watch anime together and he would instantly pass out. And like there were so many times I had to save his butt from so many of the terrible plans he got himself involved in. And uh like we went on so many crazy adventures, and most of the adventures involved me saving his rear end when he would get himself in terrible situations. Um because of his temper and because of him, he was he was beyond delusional. Like he was like, I don't know. I'm pretty sure you met this person, Silva. Um, but he was the one who had the Audi, who was all about German cars and all about German things. Yeah, A. Most of our adventures literally involved me saving his butt when he got himself into terrible situations. Eh. So, uh, he was married, and then he got divorced, and I don't know if I should say this on stream, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Um, his parents were scared he was gonna lose his Jeep in the divorce, and was scared what he was going to lose in the divorce. So while the divorce was still proceeding, his parents just kind of told him to flee the state and to get out of town. So he drove up to where I live and was staying with me for a while. And I tried to help him get a job and tried to help him get set up and get situated. And he was here for a while. Um yes, he did like camphor. I believe he mentioned that at some point. And then sometime after that, he moved from where I live up to New York. He moved up to New York because he has in, like, I think it's upstate New York, whatever. It's like northern part, but he has family there. And um he moved up there. He has friends and people there, and he built a whole life for himself. He went through some really, really rough relationships. Some stuff went really rough for a while. I was playing relationship counselor for him for a while. Um and it was like it was this whole thing where like I was in another state, but I was trying to help him deal with his relationship stuff and deal with his own like delusions of grandeur and inability to accept reality. Um but I believe he came around. From what I hear, he's doing really well. Last I talked to him, he was working, he was living the life. I think he works as a bartender now. Which he was always obsessed with cigars. So I think he's working at like some kind of a cigar bar thing last I checked. I think maybe which is kind of like his ideal job. So he's doing all right, but yeah, he was the one who introduced me to Bubblegum Crisis, and I don't remember. Like, I remember bits and pieces of the plot. I need to go back and rewatch it. I need to put it on my list of things I want to rewatch because I watched it so long ago, and so much of me watching it was me feeling awkward because we were in his parents' house, and we were adults. Like, well, I mean, as adult as you can be when you're like 18, 19 years old. Um, at his parents' house, and his parents were always angry at him because he was always doing really stupid stuff. And I was just there as essentially an accomplice. Um, and yeah, that was uh I was just trying to watch anime and he just passed out. And so I wasn't even really paying attention to the anime most of the time because my social anxiety was going off the charts because I'm like, what if they ask me to leave? What if? Because the person who had invited me there was passed out. And then I'm like, what do I do when I'm supposed to leave? So definitely now that I don't remember the lingerie fashion show, but now that you mention it, that was probably another thing that I probably felt awkward about watching in his parents' house. I was probably feeling awkward because it had a lot of awkward moments in it. A lot of moments where you're like, I really hope nobody walks into the room right now. So it's definitely not something I'm going to be watching on anime night. But did it get a reboot? Like, did it get Karas? Not. That sounds. When you describe it, it sounds familiar, but I don't remember it. Bubblegum Crisis 2040. Story, most of the fights happen at night, so you'll strain your eyes, but it's beautifully done. That sounds interesting. Hmm. And you said it's called Karas? Hmm. So apparently there was a sequel to Bubblegum Crisis called Bubblegum Crash. Okay, that's cool, Goldfish. Let me take a look at this Karas thing. Let me Google it. Let me take a look. Ooh. He's giving me some Garo vibes. Hmm. Oh, so it's released either as a movie or as 6 episodes, 6 30-minute episodes. Okay. Hmm. Definitely interesting. Oh my gosh. Some NSFW thing followed me on Twitter. Block. Yuri, a girl in a Karas, an armored guy. The Karas protects the city from the monstrous mecha creatures. Okay. Interesting. Real quick, I'm not going to go into full RPG Maker mode because I don't think we have time for that, but I want to show you all real quick something I've been working on in RPG Maker. Only have one. The plot involves the fact that former cars refused to stop and captured his urine. Oh. Okay. Ah. So I built my first dungeon in RPG Maker. Switch over. All right. Take a look. You can't really see the bottom of it, and it is... Ah, you follow the new cars in the show. That's interesting. So yeah, I wanted to show you all. Why is this... Why does it keep trying to... I'm about to get rid of the Kofi alerts thing. Because I don't even use Kofi like that much. But yeah, here's my... Here we go. Zoomed out so that way you all can see that. That's the dungeon that I made. I used the automatic dungeon generator and then I tinkered around with it in order to like add some things to it. And then I added way down here at the bottom, I added a boss fight way down here. And so you go through the dungeon, you fight the boss, and then the boss causes the boat to appear. Then you have to fight your way back out to find the exit, and then the exit drops you off. Oh, that's tiny. And then the exit drops you off like right here. And then the boat's normally here. And then you move on to the next part of the story. I'm gonna have a starter town, but I wanted to test combat, so I built those dungeons. I built that dungeon first. I just wanted to show that off. I gotta figure out better how to show off. Thank you, Nekomaji. I'll take that as a compliment. I need to figure out how to properly display RPG Maker. Is that better? How's that look? There we go. That's better. It was like zoomed in super large and you couldn't see anything. Ugh. Why? Why? Like, I don't deal with bots really ever, and then I stream on a different night and I get swarmed with bots. Let me show that. I have it set to 90 steps. I may turn it down to 30 whenever I'm testing, just to test encounters. But the main thing that's gonna happen is 90. Yep. The automatic generator gave me a lot of this stuff, but I put a lot of detail in myself. Let me check. I think there's some variance on it, but it might be... No, I think it's... Yeah, I didn't want it to feel like every few steps. Yes, max repel wears off insta swarm. Though I'm debating upping the encounter rate because I want there to be some challenge, but I'm gonna need to design a lot of new enemies. Because even with the full database, most of these enemies and troops are for low level combat. I don't know if you can see this. I built this encounter for the boss fight because I built the Minotaur, and then I paired the Minotaur with 2 bandits. The biggest problem I run into is um that so much of this game is designed for you to start with one, maybe two party members. And I'm having it start with four party members. So it's really hard to balance a lot of this stuff. Yeah, Pokemon's range would be like 1 to 20. Yeah, definitely. But I don't want the dungeon to be annoying. I don't want it to be brutal. It's the first dungeon. Yeah. It'll be lots of playtesting. All the guides I found said you want to set it to between like 90 to 150 because you don't want exploring your dungeon to just be painful. Mm-hmm. I even put in some chests to give the magic water. That's essentially the ether that replenishes PP, and this one gives a potion. And all my playtesting and testing with it, the players normally get there with like a decent amount of health left and are able to fight pretty effectively. They're usually between level 3 to 4, and then by the time they finish the fight, they're at level 5. Anyway, I just wanted to show you all that. You can see what I've been working on there. I'm working on, so one of the things that a lot of the guides and stuff I've been reading talk about is with the game. Well, this is my first game and I'm just trying to get a functioning game. I just want a beginning, middle, and end. And that's one thing that I've been really outlining has been it's called the MVP, the minimum viable product, the minimum prototype to take you from the beginning, the middle, the end of the game, hitting the primary checkpoints, and then once you have that, building everything else off of that. Like, once I have that done, then I work on features. And it's this interesting thing where, like, with the writing challenge, I can say, okay, write at least 200 words a day, right? That is an easily measurable, time controlled goal, right? That is, um, that is just easy to do. Whereas with video game making, I'm just kind of flailing around in the dark. Now that I started Sapphire's character creation course and having homework and working on all that stuff, that's been its own distraction. Yes, smart goals. The writing thing is just, it's easy, it's measurable, and it's easy to execute. It's the game making is this kind of nebulous thing because I'm hoping that when I get to the actual game, I'll have a better understanding of what I'm doing, so I'll be able to make better goals. But right now, I am just flailing around, slapping stuff together. Like last stream I did for RPG Maker, I made that really nice Blue King's Castle. And when I was trying to outline my MVP, I realized that is a side thing where that's not super needed for a lot of the content. I just need the dungeon that comes under that map. So I'm going to focus on building the dungeons that will allow character progression and then build the rest of the game around those dungeons. That's kind of what I'm working on right now. But I want the second dungeon to be much longer. Yes, just give it to MatPat. Let MatPat write my lore for me. And that's just a theory. A game theory. Yeah, there's a lot of learning. Like after I finish stream, I'm probably gonna tinker with my next dungeon. But I know I don't want to keep you all up too late. I know I'm gonna be up a little bit late, but not super late because I want to go to bed early tonight because I'm tired. I'm glad we got over 1,000 words done today. That was really great. What is this Bubblegum Crisis 2040 though? The minions and have them respawn. Maybe every time you continue, your past body vanishes and feeds the dungeon. I wrote 350. Hey, that's great. Goldfish, that's great. I'm proud of you. Oh. No, I'm looking at Bubblegum Crisis 2040. Sorry. That is an interesting theory, Nekomaji. I'm looking up Bubblegum Crisis Tokyo 2040. I mean, the armors look pretty similar to the old ones. Oh wait, hold on. Those are the old ones. It's interesting. Why is my system freezing up on me? Looking at this, I'm wondering if it might have been Bubblegum Crisis 2040 that I saw. Because this looks like the images I recognize. Now I gotta watch it all. Well, the original's only 8 episodes. They have similar armor? Okay. Which one got dubbed? Because I think the anime that I watched was dubbed. And the one I watched had multiple episodes, had like more than 8 episodes. So I think I might have seen 2040. "2040 has the dub? Okay. So I might have seen Bubblegum Crisis. That might have been... Okay. Okay, that might be what I was thinking of then. Mm-hmm. It's been so long, I don't remember. I could watch the original. The original's only 8 episodes. Anyway, we're coming up on that time. We're coming up on that 3-hour mark. I was planning to make tonight a short stream, but it ended up going to be a full 3-hour stream. And you know what? That's okay. Sometimes we just have a lot of content to get through, you know what I mean? I hope that these streams are fun. I know some people have been watching the VODs, and that's great. I'm hoping that it brings some joy and excitement to other people. I almost didn't do this stream. So, originally when I approached Silva and I was like, hey, if I stream, would you watch? Silva thought I meant I was going to do an anime night on Discord. But by the time Silva said that, because I hadn't even thought of doing an anime night on Discord, but by the time Silva said that, I was already live. I'd already scheduled the stream and I was about to go live. I'd already announced it. But anyway, for a Guerilla stream, I hope that this was enjoyable for you. With my Tuesday night game being every other week, I might turn this into an every other week Tuesday night stream slot. Just depending on what people are interested in, what people want. We'll see. Thank you, Nekomaji. I hope you have a good night too. I want each and every one of you to know that I believe in each and every one of you, and I love each and every one of you. You are valuable, you are precious, you are important, and you all make this world better just by being in it, and I am glad to live in a world with you in it. I think that you all are amazing and that you all have something special, unique, and precious to bring to every single endeavor that you ever go on. I believe that each and every one of us has our dreams that are like stars in the sky, feeling so far away. And I hope that we as a community can not just wander after our stars, not just chase them, but hunt them down with well thought out, proactive steps taken every day to achieve our goals. I hope to inspire you to go after your dreams, to do things, to take some step to get closer towards your goals today. I always want you to remember the motto: shoot for the stars, have wonderful adventures, live your dreams, and always, always, always stop to enjoy the memes. If you want to keep up with what I'm doing, find out about more Guerilla streams, and be kept up to date with other writing things. Oh, good night, Silva. Um, there are links to my Discord as well as my Twitter in the description. If you ever feel motivated to donate, to give, to improve my life, or to improve the stream, there are links where you can do that in the description as well. I hope that you all have a wonderful night, and I want you to know that you are amazing.